This morning on Wake Up Central Coast, vote deciding the fate of fracking in Santa Cruz County. What that could mean for other counties across the state.
Plus, the critical clue San Diego investigators think may be linked to starting one of the wildfires last week.
And our top story, after 2 officer-involved shootings this month in Salinas, some community members speak out. We have full coverage from both sides this morning. Wake Up Central Coast starts right now. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, May 21st. I'm meteorologist Dan Cianca.
I'm Megan Monroe. Happy Wednesday to you. It's middle of the week.
Yeah.
We're getting through the work week and temperatures this weekend. If you like the heat, there's good news. We have some heat coming for you this weekend, but this morning it's still a little cool and drizzly out there. I want to check in with the webcam. Caltrans at Highway 183 at Salinas Street. As you can see, a little maybe misty out there. We have seen a little bit drizzle this morning, so keep that in mind on your way out to work or school. There is a little bit of drizzle out there. Temperature-wise, very mild, mid-50s around the Monterey Bay region and even into our inland areas in the mid-50s, Hollister, King City today. So let's take a quick look at your weather headlines. We have some patchy drizzle this morning, mostly along the coast. The low clouds will hang around the Monterey Bay region this morning. Could see an isolated shower or two for the inland areas this afternoon, but we will look at that all-important 3-day weekend forecast coming up in a few more minutes. Perfect. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, you bet.
Well, now to our top story this morning. 2 officer-involved shootings within the last 2 weeks in Salinas, and that has several community members on edge and in protest. Now, this comes after officers shot and killed a man yesterday. This cell phone video has gone viral. It shows the entire scene play out. Now, we've chosen not to show video of the suspect being shot out of respect for his family. Now, police say this time the suspect, armed with gardening shears, started swinging them at officers before he was shot.
Officers say the suspect ignored their orders several times, and they say they tried using a stun gun, but that wasn't enough. Police say that they responded to reports of a possible break-in at a home on Elkington Drive. The victim told officers that the man threatened her and her dog with gardening shears. She also told police that he pulled down his pants while making sexual comments. Officers say when they arrived, the suspect ignored orders to get on the ground, pulled out his weapon, and allegedly lunged at 2 officers.
When you're carrying a knife in such a fashion that it's endangering other people's lives, that's when it becomes a very serious matter. And when the police arrive and you're still carrying these items, whether it's a knife, a sword, pocket knife, large knife, gardening shears, or anything that could hurt somebody, I mean, that becomes a very serious matter. And it's a very unfortunate situation that we have here, no matter what perspective you look at.
The officers were placed on paid administrative leave while the investigation continues. The suspect's name has not been released.
Now, this is the second officer-involved shooting in the last 2 weeks. Both shootings took center stage at the Salinas City Council meeting last night. Crowds of people say they're outraged and want a review of the department's internal affairs. And that includes the League of United Latin American Citizens. The group says they want answers. Wake Up Central Coast reporter Marissa Schwartz explains why a second shooting has only added fuel to the fire.
We want the Salinas Police Department and the city government to actually sit down with young people who are at risk, sit down with young people and not just see them as a number.
More than a dozen people debated with each other over the police department's recent use of force of this man in surveillance video. Police say this is armed Osman Hernandez waving a knife around. Officers admitted to shooting and killing him after he refused to surrender after being hit with a stun gun. Now cell phone footage of today's officer-involved shooting on North Sanborn is going viral. Some are outraged.
Once again, Salinas police officers have demonstrated a complete inability to carry out any risk without depending on the excessive use of force.
While others call for the community to avoid misplacing blame.
Why are you scared of it not coming out of your house? It's not because of the police, it's because you have the people around that instill that fear in you.
This group of residents says it has several demands. Officers involved in shootings must stay out of work until a federal investigation is complete. They want an investigation into all officer-involved shootings within the past decade, and they're requesting a civilian review board to deal with complaints and a review of the department's training manual. The city says it's not responding to the demands until the internal investigation is complete.
The facts of the incident are largely known. However, additional facts will be needed to gather
including information from the coroner and toxicology reports.
Marissa Schwartz, your Central Coast News.
Now, the Salinas Police Department responded saying, quote, "The department is well aware of concerns raised by the community in regards to this and other officer-involved shootings. We take the investigation of any act causing loss of life to be one of our most important responsibilities. We ask the community to be patient and remain calm until enough facts are known so that a conclusion as to the appropriateness of the officer's actions can be determined."
Well, meantime, we're getting reports that the lawyer representing the family of the man killed in the Mi Pueblo incident could be filing a claim. You may remember Osman Hernandez was shot and killed in the parking lot May 9th. Hernandez's family could file the paperwork as early as today. Now, for the latest information on both shootings, head to our website, KIONrightnow.com. In other news happening today, the Soledad teacher accused of having a sexual relationship with a student is due in court for a preliminary hearing. Jacob Brown faces several charges, including molesting a child under 18 and possession of child pornography. Brown's bail was increased to $50,000 earlier this month. The prosecution says detectives found child pornography following his arrest. Well, now to several other developing stories in California right now.
First, the former fire chief charged with killing his fiancée made his first court appearance. He was captured last week. Reporter Derek Shore has the latest.
Trading fire gear for a jail jumpsuit, former CAL FIRE Battalion Chief Orville Mo Fleming was walked into court looking relatively well groomed, spoke briefly with his public defender, then the judge.
Are you Orville Chief Fleming?
Yes. Confirming who he was and telling the court he could not afford an attorney. Meanwhile, the family of his alleged victim, his fiancée, Sarah Douglas, sat in court at times, her mother hissing in his direction.
Bad, I wanted to attack him, bad. I wanted to do something bad.
You were hissing in there. Was it hard?
Real hard. Real hard.
Douglas's mom obviously emotional. It was May 1st. Douglas was found stabbed and strangled in the home she shared with Fleming outside Elk Grove. Fleming vanished, only to be found Friday at a bus stop. Investigators say he had been hiding in shrubs near train tracks close to where he abandoned his CAL FIRE pickup truck.
I thought he was very nonchalant about it.
Is that hurtful?
Yes, it is. It's very hurtful.
Sarah's aunt disturbed, she says, at Fleming's demeanor, but saying they are committed to the process.
It's our day in court, and we just want due process. We want justice, and we'll be here every day.
But she is hoping that Fleming will choose to make it quick.
He's admitted to what he's done. Right now, we'd like him to plead guilty, and we'd like to close this.
That was Derek Shore reporting. In the meantime, a mother is behind bars accused of murdering her 3 young daughters, the oldest just 3 years old. Sheriff's deputies say that the children's grandmother found the bodies on a bed inside their home. During the investigation, detectives found the alleged murder weapons. Officials have not said what those weapons are or how the victims were killed. Deputies detained the 30-year-old mother for a health evaluation. She was later arrested and booked for murder.
Also in California, you're watching a rare and critical clue that San Diego investigators say could prove what started a deadly wildfire last week. Someone caught the beginning of the fire on their cell phone. Investigators now think that the poinsettia fire may have been started by someone on a golf course.
Could he have started it with the golf club or possibly a discarded cigarette or something like that and just figured, I got to get out of Dodge before they catch me and charge me with this?
Now, soon after the cell phone video footage was taken, flames reached 100 feet tall, and that resulted in a 600-acre fire that gutted an apartment building, 8 homes, and 2 businesses. 1 person was killed. Taking a break from the headlines, time to talk about a little bit of drizzle this morning and a warning. Is that correct? For on the ocean. A warning for warmer temperatures this weekend, yes. Oh, okay. We have been dealing with a little drizzle this morning as well. Let's take a look at our weather headlines. We are looking at patchy coastal drizzle this morning. That is the case, and low coastal clouds also will be hanging around through the Monterey Bay area this afternoon. I do suspect the low clouds to hang around. Now, we do have a few showers
that may pop up in southeastern Monterey County, maybe southern San Benito County later this afternoon, although most folks that are watching this morning do not live out there. And there's a few folks out there in Parkfield that may see a shower today, so keep that in mind. We do have those marine alerts to talk about, as Megan was just alluding to a moment ago. We have small craft advisories, mostly for offshore areas. We're talking about heading out to sea northwest of the Monterey Bay. So small craft advisories, northwest winds 15 to 25 knots. The wind waves 3 to 5 feet, and that northwesterly swell 7 to 9 feet at 9-second intervals. So it'll be a little bit messy out there. Just keep that in mind if you're heading out to sea today. Here's our big satellite and radar picture. There's an upper level low sitting over the Great Basin still. You can see that counterclockwise spin involved with it. And there's a ridge off the coast right about here, and that will slowly move its way in, but we're still going to be dealing with northwest flow for the next couple of days, and that will bring cool air onshore. Though we will start seeing a slow warming trend as this upper level low moves out, especially in the higher levels of the atmosphere. So that will translate to the surface eventually in the form of a slow warm up for us, but it'll take a couple days. But once that happens, once we get to the weekend, that warm up will happen pretty quickly. Satellite radar picture locally, not showing the low clouds, but they are here around the Monterey Bay area and sneaking into the Salinas Valley. I suspect also up into the Santa Clara Valley as well this morning. And as we look at Futurecast, we can see the low clouds hanging around the bay this morning. Again, you can see some patchy drizzle in there as well. But the northwesterly winds this afternoon will start to push the cloud cover away from the Santa Cruz area. You can see that showing up pretty nicely here on Futurecast, whereas the south and eastern sides of the bay keep those clouds hanging around. Now, we may see some sunshine sneaking through at times, but expecting mostly cloudy skies for the south and east sides of the bay today. It should be mostly sunny on the north side of the bay, and inland areas down to the south should be mostly sunny. We did talk about a chance of a shower maybe in southern San Benito and southeastern Monterey counties this afternoon. They don't show up on Futurecast necessarily, but I have seen at least one model predicting that, so I should keep you informed of the possibility. Let's just say that. Low clouds hanging around in the Bay Area till tomorrow morning as you wake up. Let's talk about some temperatures today. We top out at 74 in Santa Cruz, so the sunny side of the bay, you'll see the sunshine. That'll warm us up today, especially with those slowly warming temperatures aloft. 74 Ben Lomond, 72 Scotts Valley, we're 63 in Davenport, and 70 at the summit on Highway 17 today. Let's take a look at the Gilroy, Hollister, and San Juan Bautista areas here in the low to mid 70s today. 67 in Salinas, Watsonville and Aptos, 68 in Prunedale today. Low to mid 60s though as you head toward the cloudy shores and the eastern shore of Monterey Bay. On the peninsula today, 63 Monterey and Seaside, 62 Pebble Beach and Pacific Grove. We're at 65 in Carmel by the sea. As far as the Carmel Valley Village is concerned, you top out at 68 today, 68 also in Big Sur. Gonzales 69, but everywhere south of that, the Salinas Valley is in the 70s today, including a high of 78 in Bradley. So we do have some warm spots out there. Mid 70s Pinnacles and Fort Hunter Leggett, and 72 today in Parkfield. And I think if any place sees a shower today, the best chance of rain anywhere is in Parkfield. The drizzle this morning notwithstanding. Let's take a look at that extended forecast. For the coastal areas, again, patchy drizzle, and as we head through the remainder of the week, some low clouds hanging around Thursday, Friday, maybe even into the weekend a little bit. But you can see even coastal areas warming up pretty quickly through the weekend into early next week. By Memorial Day, we're looking at highs back into the low 80s. So warm up, looks like some good beach weather out there into early next week. And for our inland areas, again, a chance of showers very far and south today. Then after that, we're dry, just mostly sunny skies into the weekend, but hot temperatures returning back into the 90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. If you are going to get out and pay respects to somebody early Monday morning, looks actually pretty nice.
Well, that's good to know. It's funny, it's the kickoff of summer, and boy, are we bringing in those summer temperatures.
We are, absolutely.
All right, thanks, Dan.
You bet.
Coming up next on Wake Up Central Coast, what investigators think may have caused a radiation leak at a nuclear waste storage site, and it may not be what you thought.
And fracking officially banned in Santa Cruz County, how that could affect other counties around the state. But first, a live look at Seattle, Washington. We'll be right back after this.